So the deal is Forescout. The area is security. We'll talk about that in a bit. But first, I want to go more broad on this. What has been the most challenging difference getting a deal done in this environment?
Well, look, COVID equals uncertainty in this tumultuous time, and uncertainty makes it very difficult to get to a deal because parties need to agree on what the future may look like. And I think that's been the biggest challenge, is just that uncertainty. And you've seen that, M&A volumes, I think they're off 30% or so this year for the broader market. And I think that's just a sign of the impact of COVID.
So I think this deal started off, it looked like it was going to be around 1.9 billion, ended up at 1.6. What accounted for the difference?
Well, look, it's always tough in times of uncertainty to close a deal like this. It would have been easy for either side, I think, to walk away. But in the end, it was the right deal for shareholders and for the board, and it was the right deal for us. And it's because the prize was worth it. I mean, fundamentally, the company is better off private to make the investments it needs to migrate its model and to continue to grow. And it was the right deal for us. And I think that's reflected in the price. I also just want to say, there are a lot of deals that are still in limbo that got signed during this period of time. And this is the first deal of its nature to get resolved post-COVID.
So going more deep on the specific area where Forescout is, which is security, kind of enterprise network of things, I suppose. How do you project the value of its technology and the partnerships that you have to engineer during the period where it is private to make this pay off for you?
That's a great question. Look, as the world gets more integrated and all of these complicated devices get connected into our enterprise networks, the surface area of attack goes up exponentially. And companies like Forescout have technology to address those shortcomings. And I think its importance will be even more and more important over time. In terms of partnerships, we already have great channel partnerships and relationships. I think the most important, though, is just with large, complicated enterprise customers. Can we be the solution provider for them, the partner of choice for the decade ahead, which is the type of decision our customers make when they choose to use Forescout.
Hey, Brian, it's Deirdre Bowes on the West Coast. I wonder if you think that some of these work-from-home plays or even the big tech companies, despite increased antitrust scrutiny, are being opportunistic enough amid the pandemic, especially when some of these firms are able to raise money at very low rates. Are you surprised by the number of deals? Do you think that there should be more?
Well, when I said M&A volumes are off, I think tech has shown in this period that it's a resilient business. It's not just resilient; it's actually still thriving and growing. I mean, on the tech side of Advent, we've signed and closed 5 deals just since COVID, and I think you've seen that across the industry where tech, both strategics as well as private equity, is continuing to grow its share of overall deal volumes. And I think that trend will continue, in part because you just mentioned these are thriving businesses that can raise money or sell stock to raise money, either debt or equity. And I think that those trends will continue.